This is Show Jumping 101 with Megan Vanoski with MV Equestrian Ocala.
Louisa Barton here for the CEP's Equine Initiative and the Horse Talk Show. This will be airing on Equus TV Network, our YouTube channel, and also on 97.3 The Sky, and simultaneously you can hear this also worldwide on odyssey.com. We are at Royal Blessing Rescue, an absolutely fantastic rescue and boarding facility where they have wonderful summer camps. The owner here, Anne, is absolutely phenomenal. Her and her family and team here are wonderful. They do great work, and I am fortunate enough to begin a new series called Show Jumping 101. We're going to do that with Megan Vanoski from MV Equestrian Sales and Training, and she's here with me now because first of all we want to learn a little bit about her. Yes. Megan.
Yes.
Tell us all about you. How did you get into horses and riding?
Oh, it was a luck of the draw, my parents like to say, because I do not come from a horse family. My dad's side, technically, had racehorses. I never met that side of the family. That side of the family, unfortunately, passed away the year I was actually born. So I never got to officially meet them and grow up with them. But we all make a joke that my grandfather's bug bit me because that was my first word, was like horse and pony. And the second I started talking about that, my parents were trying to get me away from horses. I did tennis, I did soccer, basketball, ballet, like we tried everything, and they decided to take me to a little cute little backyard lesson facility in Middleburg, Florida, and that was it. I was jumping 2-3 at the end of my lesson, and the bug had bitten and the fire was lit inside me, that's for sure. And I literally that was it. I started at 1 lesson a week. Then that wasn't enough because I wanted to spend every weekend at the barn. So we did 2 lessons a week, then 3, and it turned into kind of a working student position. And I didn't come from money, and everybody knows horses are very expensive.
Yes, they do say something like you need $1 million. No, you need 3 million to make $1 million, right?
Absolutely.
I think that's how it works.
Yes. So I did everything I could to help minimize the financial burden on my family. So my parents would take me to the barn at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, and they would not pick me up until 8 p.m. that Saturday.
Oh, we had the same life.
Yes. Yes.
I was there for all the feedings and hayings and mucking.
Yep. I learned so much doing that. I can clean a stall with my eyes closed. I can groom a horse with my eyes closed. And it just made me a horse woman. And equestrian is kind of what I like to call it. And that's the basis of my program. Is we make equestrians. I am not one of those that you show up for your lesson at 5 o'clock and the horse is ready. Nope. You go get your horse, you go groom, you tack up. You're gonna learn how to do all of the things and pay your due diligence.
Yes.
In this horse world. You are not gonna be just a little push button ride it.
Yes.
Yep. You're gonna learn from the ground up. You're gonna learn saddle fitting, bit fitting, proper girth sizes and bits and all these things, so you know what's happening, and when you're riding and you're feeling problems, you're able to constructively think what's going on instead of just,
And that's because you did.
Yes.
And that's great. So you're really carrying on that legacy to these young folks and people like me that you're going to be teaching.
Yes.
It's a scary thought, isn't it? So you got into competing and showing, and you moved on up through that, and then decided that you wanted to train others.
Yes, right out of high school, I knew I wanted to move to Ocala. So I graduated in May of 2013, and in August of 2013, I had moved here. And I started doing some working student positions for some of the local farms and some really amazing FEI riders I worked under, and I just started noticing, and I'm not saying anything bad, I just started noticing that a lot of the training was lacking in a lot of the foundational areas that I feel are important. So I started kind of doing my own thing on the side as an amateur, trying to make it a little bit, and just really kind of came up with a nice little equation of building a wonderful foundation for your horse, and your horse will literally do anything for you. It doesn't matter if you're a little trail pony or you're trying to jump 1.30 meters and above. If you have a great foundation, you can build off of a great foundation. You can build off of a foundation that's weak, but at some point you are going to notice it's going to crumble, crack, break in some way, shape, or form. So that's what my program is really based off of. My sales program, every horse that comes through my facility, we always start at zero. I don't care if you're coming from Europe and you have your passport and you're jumping 1.30 meters, I want to make sure I can walk you from your stall to the paddock. And I want to make sure that, the simple things are easily done to make everything easier for you. And you never know. One day I want to take this horse on a trail and God forbid something happens. I want to be sure that I can get off, or I can continue walking through this scary path without dying.
Right. And a horse needs to be able to be a horse, and that's what it's all about. So you're training people from the ground up, right from zero. You're training horses from the ground up, right from zero. And in segment 2 with our series here, we're actually going to ask Dancing Pete Roeder to talk to you about foundation, because I've got 2 experts there in all of that. So we're going to enjoy that, learning about that, and then we'll get on to our show jumping 101 and advance on to how you start a horse and how you start a person. Yes. So very excited to bring you this series with Megan. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal, lots of action. You're going to learn a lot about show jumping. So please make sure you tune in the future for segment 2 and onwards with Megan Vanosky from MV Equestrian Training and Sales. We're excited, you should be too. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show.